Hello, and welcome to Allegedly Astrology. Each week we break down the astrology that happened during some of the biggest scandals and events in history. As it has been, it's just me and Dana since Elise is on maternity leave.
With her Gemini twins. So thanks so much to everyone for listening to our show. If you want to support us, you can leave us a 5-star review and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
It really does help. This is how we beat the algorithm. Share it, comment, send it to your friends. And if you do leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and DM us a screenshot of your review, we will make you a custom meme of your big three and send you a quick write-up about it. And Dana does some pretty interesting memes, which I feel like affect people in interesting ways.
Some people have said that they felt too seen. Okay. We also have a very cool and exclusive Patreon. So .com/allegedlyastrology.
And right now actually is a perfect time to join because we are on summer break. So what that means is we are not posting new content until September. And you might be like, why is that a good thing? And it is because if you sign up right now, you pay $5 and then you are not going to get charged until we come back and start posting new content in September. And there we have over 200 episodes. We do like episodes that we think are more interesting because guess what? There's certain topics that just do better on the main feed. So
we're more open on there. So if you want to know our secrets.
That is true. We are becoming more open. And we do a lot of transit stuff, which leads us to today, what are we talking about today, Dana?
We're talking about Jupiter entering Leo.
Yes. So we are coming at you with a transit episode. These do really well on our Patreon. So Jupiter, if you're new to astrology or just, an astrology baddie that loves a good recap, Jupiter is the planet of luck, expansion, and higher learning. It's a planet that stays in a sign for 12 to 13 months. And during that time, it amplifies the qualities of that sign. Since June 9th, 2025, Jupiter has been in Cancer, which is a sign it really likes being in. It's exalted in Cancer. And Cancer is a sign of home, family, emotions, nostalgia, care. So, Dana, what are some themes that may have come up for us and society in the past, 12 months?
Concerns with safety and definitely wanting to maybe spend more time at home, wanting to enhance your home, feeling more in touch with your emotions, maybe understanding your early childhood programming in a better way, or accepting it, letting it go, being able to sort of move through that, feeling more nurturing with yourself and others, maybe more protective of family and loved ones, maybe more protective of yourself, maybe being more interested in food or affection or both. But just like Sarah said, definitely nostalgia and sometimes too much of it probably. One effect is holding on too tightly to the past in ways that could be unhelpful for you, or sort of looking back but not really seeing the truth about the past. Maybe you spent more time with moms in general, yours, others. Maybe you became a mom. Also, if you were a white nationalist, you probably went so hard in the paint this year because it's really a lot about patriotism and hunkering down on that.
I mean, yes, that was definitely a trend that was seen.
I think we have 0 white nationalist listeners, but you never know. You never know.
And then also some things that when I was looking in pop culture and current events over the past, 12, 13 months, I was thinking about themes that fit into this. And something that is very recent and towards the tail end of Jupiter in Cancer is Toy Story 5. And that to me is very nostalgia. We're thinking about themes of growing up. Toy Story is such an iconic franchise that I remember being little and seeing the original one. So, and again, those are characters that we've all grown up with and we're seeing them again. Also, I was thinking about too, when Dana, you said, holding on tightly to the past in ways that may not be helpful. I definitely did think about how Gen Z is reminiscing so hard about 2016 nostalgia and comparing then to now and saying how much better it was, even though I feel like they're kind of glamorizing it, because 2016 was fun, but when you look at it, it was like, was it?
It was sort of like the last days of disco.
Yeah, it was like before the terror really started ramping up. And then also, I noticed there were a lot of pop girl collabs, like Billie Eilish and Addison Rae, Chappell Roan and Olivia Rodrigo, Renee Rapp, and SZA. So like these women coming together to amplify their stardom. And then also Sabrina Carpenter's Man's Best Friend album, which, I mean, she got a lot of blowback for it, but I feel like she is so Cancerian to me. And her thing was all about being a submissive woman, which I feel like a theme of Cancer is womanhood.
There was so much discussion about how women are like the natural tendency for women is to actually not be in the workplace, but to be at home. And the funniest part to me is that it was really pushed by women who were only telling us because they have jobs.
Yes.
Like who were like using their job to tell us about it. So it was the irony. It was sort of like the platform was more important than the action.
Which is a good segue into trad wife culture. I know on our Patreon, we had a transit episode and we talked about trad wife culture being a result of, I forgot which like longer transit it was. I want to say because
Uranus in Taurus, probably.
Yeah. But
like a perversion of sort of this homestead thing.
Yes.
And like mommy milkers, that phrase. Ew.
Ew.
But literally, yeah.
Yeah. And I think like, because again, Cancer, women, the home, family, like we're talking about these values associated with what it is to be feminine. Oh, like, you're making a strange face.
Oh, I'm just sort of thinking about like how so much of like so many guys are just really, obsessed with their moms in ways they don't even know.
And then, I mean, if you watch the Manosphere documentary, it is true. There is one guy whose mom is like, he's like obsessed with her. And also another thing of Jupiter and Cancer is these hyper feminine styles, like lace trim slips, baby doll shapes, chiffon, lace, tulle. So all of these very like girly things started coming into fashion. And then if there's any Love Island USA fans, towards the end like of Jupiter and Cancer, I feel like the girls in the villa, like they're literally chanting like girl power, and they are very like, we're together versus, the scumbag boys that did them dirty in the villa. I mean, at Casa, if you know, you know. Is there anything you noticed, Dana, in culture?
Well, I think Zoran Mamdani winning was a big thing. I'm pretty sure that New York is a Cancer, so that was sort of getting more for the people. Jupiter's all about more. Also, the show Interior Motives from one of my favorite podcasters, Ben Mora. It's about looking in other people's rooms and then guessing their age, gender, location, and sexual identity. And it says, like, you show us your bedrooms,
No, I love that.
We guess who's sleeping in them or something.
Oh my God, so funny.
You show us your bed, we guess who's been in it. That's, I think, it.
Oh,
it's really so funny. It's very funny. And it's gotten really popular. Also, Ariana Grande's breakup, because Jupiter's also about liberation. A lot of people break up during Jupiter transits. And then she like immediately got with this like hot guy from the past who looks really dumb.
I didn't even know that. I just remember like the small ginger man. Oh, also it's Mercury retrograde, so going back to an ex.
Oh yeah,
Ex is calling.
It's Mercury retrograde, but she's also a Capricorn rising, so it's her 7th house. So going back in relationships, breaking up and going back into a relationship. And her son is there too. So her also being in the news where people being sort of worried about her body is related to it, because Cancer's about, like nourishment. So another thing was sort of, I don't know, did they finish the White House ballroom this year?
Of course. The White House.
Or that big pool, the reflective pool?
Oh my God.
Since Cancer's water.
Oh my God. Yeah. I didn't even think about that too. All the problems with the reflecting pool and the algae growing.
Yeah. The algae, the overgrowth, really being concerned with like the purity of it is very also Jupiter, like going to a logical extreme with something.
Yes. So that was all, society, because we are getting a little personal now. What did you notice, Anna? Where does Jupiter fall in your chart?
It's in my 12th house, and my 12th house relates to isolation as well
Oh my
as
God, yeah.
hospitals. And so I hurt my hip. I like really injured my hip in December, late December. And then roughly a month later, I broke it. It fully just cracked. I hurt it. And then I had to go to the hospital, right? So rush to the hospital. I was carried out the only time I've ever been carried on like one of those things, those like platters, you know, like they used to carry Cleopatra on.
A stretcher?
Well, yes, but it was like, it didn't have wheels because they came to my house to get me. So yeah, then I went to the hospital. I spent a week in the hospital, which is a lot of time. Jupiter's a lot of time. I was taken care of, which is Jupiter. And then I spent a lot of time in isolation because I couldn't really move, and a lot of time in bed, and my mom really basically moved in and took care of me. Jupiter's moms. So yeah, I spent a lot of time with my mom. My favorite part was actually my mom and I got really into TV shows. Like we would binge watch TV shows, which is very Jupiter, you know, binging.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the nice part. But yeah, sometimes Jupiter is spending a lot of time in hospitals, but you know, you're getting healed, but you're also getting injured.
Oh my God, yeah. The most deranged form of healing, because
right.
Jupiter is healing.
I literally hurt myself at, like, the sun was my Time Lord. I literally injured myself as the sun entered Capricorn, which is my 6th house of illness and injuries.
Oh my God.
So yeah.
No, that was wild. And then some things for me, Cancer is my 10th house. I have my moon there. Jupiter honestly just crossed my moon like not too long ago. So I moved for a job. Like it was a job opportunity for me in a different office. So I moved. I felt like I had like a lot of work related things going on that were big the last year.
Miami to New York.
Yes. And then also because Jupiter is also expansion in different ways, it did just, like I said, it crossed over my moon, which is my body. I feel like since moving here, I've been going out a lot, and Jupiter is fun. And I'm like having fun near my house, like going out in my neighborhood around where I am. But also because of that, I feel like I'm a little like puffy right now from going out and feeling like, you know, expansion of the body currently. Sure. So I just had that Cancer full moon that just happened. It went basically across all of my planets because I had a Capricorn full moon. So I'm hoping the power of Saturn will like make me disciplined again.
It was a great moon for like changing patterns and stuff.
Perfect. Yeah. And then finally, because Cancer is the home and I just got a new apartment, I've been very much like hyper fixating on my apartment and getting it all together because I feel like I need to be settled in my place and make it feel like
I see that beautiful new couch you have.
Yes. So I got a bunch of things and I don't feel like I'm like a drifter living in this like squatting, I should say, like squatting in this random apartment. But enough about us, because now Jupiter is moving out of Cancer into Leo, where it will be for 13 months until July 26, 2027. So, Dana, what are some themes that we could expect?
I love that we get 13 whole months. So, we can expect enhanced self-expression, creativity, self-respect, feeling a greater sense of honor, courage, pride, attraction to shiny things.
Hell yeah.
Feeling encouraged or less afraid with regards to stepping into the spotlight and putting your work out there and performing. So whatever you've had stage fright about, maybe you feel less of it, you know? Performing is definitely big. Presentations are big, which I guess nothing's new there, but I think it's bigger for the common person in a way, the commoner. Also just like feeling more comfortable getting attention. It's like the spectrum of like feeling more comfortable getting attention to like attention-seeking behavior, right? Like trying to strike that balance.
Ooh, wait, something I was just thinking about performing being big. I wonder if there'll be a solve to like the blue dot crisis. Did you hear about this? How like a lot of artists are canceling their tours because there's like too many blue dots, like where you go. You know how like when you go on Ticketmaster to pick your seats, if it's an open seat, there's a blue dot.
Sure.
And that's how you pick like what seats are open. But there's a lot of artists that are just seeing that like they have too many blue dots. So
It's
they
a
like
really
freak out and cancel.
funny way to say an attendance crisis.
Yes.
Like,
but also it's probably because tickets are so expensive. Like tickets to concerts now are insane.
Another theme, like these are some of the darker themes perhaps of Jupiter and Leo, is like a major ego crisis and just sort of like this need for constant approval and affirmations. People like sort of, which makes it like desperation, right? Like this, like, you know, like you can't look away, but it's like a car crash because like there might be more humiliation rituals, that type of thing. I mean, literally, but also just people who like maybe like humiliation becomes really big on, I don't know, TikTok and the like.
I can see that.
Also, like delusions of wisdom and intellect, which we already sort of are in.
Already experienced.
But this is like a microcosm of Twitter, but maybe it's bigger elsewhere too, is just sort of like this like sensitive young man, this sort of like fake interest in like how things used to be, but it's like based on the aesthetics of like television or like or like AI photos, honestly.
I wonder if that was another Jupiter and Cancer thing, because I feel like everybody was like having this fascination with like back in the day or how things used to be. And it was like, oh yeah, you mean when like wages were normal and like a house cost $20,000? Like, yeah. Sure.
When you could live, like people could afford to live. Some tips I have. I saw this tweet the other day and I thought it's perfect. Because people who lack confidence think negatively about themselves all the time. They assume having confidence means thinking positively about yourself. The reality is that real confidence means not thinking about yourself. So that sort of thing, which Jupiter and Leo, I don't necessarily think not thinking about yourself, but maybe you think about how to improve, but you're not always just thinking about yourself. Who do these people like me? You know, like that sort of thing. That's not about that. It's about, all right, like what do I want to do to improve? So you can think about yourself obviously in that way, or like what do I actually want? What was something that I loved when I was a child? Because Jupiter and Leo can really speak to childhood. And like, how can you, wake it up for this year in a way that's, maybe age appropriate? Also, I think it's really important to realize that people give advice based on their own charts. People will be probably giving advice with the delusion, with really being wisdom, and then also delusions of wisdom. So, like, their advice will be based on their charts, which is, I think, a good way to look at advice. I remember someone gave me the advice to not cling to my friends. Like a family friend was like, oh, like enjoy the end of high school, like, because it'll change and like you won't see people a lot again. So like you're in a bubble right now. But honestly, I'm still best friends with like all of our high school friends. Like we still hang out all the time. We still have like events. So, but I have Jupiter in my 11th house conjunct Venus, the planet of love. So in my 11th house of friends. So I'm not someone who needs that type of advice. This person probably had it elsewhere. Maybe they had Saturn in their 11th house. So anyway, be really mindful of advice. Another thing I was thinking about, it's a good time to think of this year as like the year you declare independence. And by that, I mean, like in America, we celebrate the day they signed the Declaration of Independence. We don't have a holiday for the day they won the Revolutionary War. And I don't even know what day or year that was. I say this because like follow your passions. Like you might have like a lot of vim and vigor for something and it's a good idea to follow it. But in terms of like results, it's a great year to care about things and just not get complacent. And like follow whatever you feel encouraged about. But you might not like win or see the results of your hard work this year, but you will eventually. And so keep that in mind. Like you are on track to winning. It just might not all happen in 1 year because sometimes some plans are much longer. An 8-year plan, a 10-year plan, a 5-year plan. Like this can be sort of thinking about this if you want to, get proactive can be like maybe like, writing your own Declaration of Independence could be a project for the full moon in Aquarius on July 29th or the eclipse in Leo on August 12th or the eclipse in Pisces on August 28th because Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. So Jupiter and Leo will rule that eclipse.
Okay, perfect. So to recap Dana's tips, let's focus on confidence and what confidence actually means. Like start learning how to grow it within yourself. Also, make sure that you don't fall for other people's delulu-ness because they're giving advice just based from their perspective. Then let this be the year that you plant the seeds of all like the things that you love, like little wishes or whatever, the things that you want to sprout, whether it be like confidence or pride or like love or courage or like all those things that you want to go after, but realize it may not sprout in the time you want. Like Jupiter, takes a little bit of it to cook, so let it cook, as the kids say.
Yeah.
Let her cook. And then of course, like there's some full moon moments. Full moon in Aquarius, July 29th, which is coming sooner than later. The eclipse in Leo, August 12th. Oh my God, that'll be crazy. The eclipse is there with Jupiter. Okay, so those are our tips. Do you have any predictions?
I think work-life balance is going to become really big this year. And also like talking about bosses and like bosses' egos, because like some people I know, like their bosses want them to go back because they want control. So there'll be also just like conversation about that and maybe positive changes. There's also going to be conversations about what true artistry is. I think lighting is going to be a really big deal. Like talking about lighting on social media, like here's how to get the best lighting, that type of thing.
Oh, I could see that. Oh, one thing too about true artistry that I was thinking about is like I feel like Leo is, Sagittarius we say is like the sign of the pop star, but Jupiter does rule Sagittarius and it's in Leo, which is such like a theater kid kind of sign.
For sure.
So I'm interested when we think about these like massive stars and artists, and all of this is like Pluto in Aquarius, which is like AI. And we're all talking about how AI is like taking away, artistry, and it's able to like copy writers perfectly and make art and like images. So I could see why that would be a conversation right now.
Yeah, no, that's such a good point. Talking about real artistry versus AI. Also just like glitter, leopard, cheetah print, just full face makeup coming back. Like honestly, fuck these, whatever. It's like clean girl,
vanilla girl, all of that stuff.
Just also stop calling yourself a girl unless you are one. Or don't. Or don't. Or, live your fetishes out loud. But remember, that's what it is. Also a theme is going to be meeting your heroes, and some people will feel disgusted. Pluto's disgust, and that's what that is. So, yeah. Influencers getting called out for being full of shit. Some sort of maybe reckoning with incels who like want Trump to be their daddy or their boyfriend. It's sort of like this like role they've put him in. And then also like Jupiter's opposite Pluto. So yeah, there's a backlash against those in power. Like actually maybe people feeling good enough to organize, asking more of their government officials, big changes in the parties, rejecting the status quo and like a push for change, a huge abuse of power, but also maybe power redistribution, just talking about power distribution in general. You might like struggle to achieve things because there's so many barriers to entry, but remember that a lot of them are actually fake or flimsy, way flimsier than they appear. Like it's just sort of, there's just so much that's like illusory. Also then like discussions and fights about opposing values. So maybe you have a really good conversation at Thanksgiving this year, or maybe you have to call the cops. And like, there's going to be a lot of like mutual respect and maybe realizing there's a lack of it and then dealing with that. And then it also trines Neptune and sextiles Uranus. So this is like helping yourself helps others, right? So you don't have to think about yourself all the time, but helping yourself is a really good idea. Healing your psychological issues and like getting past them. I think also there could be a groundbreaking treatment with regards to mental health or the body in general. But also drugs are going to be big, maybe like new designer drugs.
Hell yeah.
Also, there will be a spotlight on gas station drugs because they have like real drugs at the gas station. Like people are legitimately hooked on these like synthetic opioids that are pretty intense. And then also gambling debt spiking and people not being able to stop gambling. So just gambling addiction. And maybe I thought this already for like Saturn and Neptune in Aries, but like gambling rehab becoming more of a thing, which would make sense because Jupiter also is trying Saturn. So this is good for both enthusiasm and self-control. It's the ability to achieve moderation. It's feeling grateful and having a sense of appreciation of what you have while you have it. Not like you don't know what you got till it's gone. It's not that. You do know what you have. There's benevolence, there's balance, and then there's just also the ability to have like a really sober clarity about what you're good at and to see how you can apply those skills. So like, what are you good at? What do you like to do? Pursue that.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I think
passion.
All of these are good predictions based on like or themes, I would say, based on the spectrum of like, when Jupiter and Leo is more adding some more, I don't want to say positive, but it's kind of giving you the spectrum of like how much is too much kind of, you know,
Yeah.
where it's like, let's say you're like a little peacocky, you do a new face of makeup and you're like, oh, like this is tea. I'm like a baddie, whatever. And then you keep going and then it's like, okay, but now you're wearing like too much makeup and now you look out of control. Now you keep pushing
You're like
it.
Marnie
like,
at her wedding.
Yeah, like we're just like too much with, you know, Jupiter is too much and Leo is a hot, prideful, like super charismatic, theatrical sign.
Literally
and that's
the sign of the
good.
sun.
Yeah, it's courageous, but like, you know, having courage to like go fight for something is great, but having so much courage that one person think you could take down a whole army is like, well, it's nice in theory, but like you're gonna get wrecked. So
like get your friends.
Yeah, get your friends. So, you know, the last time Jupiter was in Leo was from July 16, 2014 to August 11th, 2015, which Jupiter is my 11th house. So I was like just having a time with all of my friends. Some things that we saw, though, on a societal level is we had the Obergefell versus Hodges ruling, which is when the Supreme Court legalized same-sex marriage in all 50 states.
Oh, yeah.
Which is Leo being like courageous and loud about
a sign of love.
Your love. Yeah. Also something that Chani Nicholas brought up, Katy Perry's 2015 Super Bowl halftime show. She came out riding a huge mechanical lion and her song that she said was Roar.
Oh my
God.
God.
She was wearing a flame dress. So it's like so fiery. Like Leo's the sign of the lion. Like she is a pop star. Then also at the time it was like big blogger
She's
culture.
also a super Scorpio. So that would have been in her 10th house of fame and like publicity and attention.
Oh, yes.
Performance on a public stage.
And then like also too is like blogger culture. Like we were very curated on our social feeds. Influencers are becoming a thing. This is very like me, look at me, which is Leo, the sun. Also this was the time of Taylor Swift and her celebrity cliques when she was always like being seen out with all like the Hadid sisters. And when she was with, who is the girl that everyone like the Gaylord people? No, she's like the girl. Oh, Carly Kloss. Like, you know, that were like always celebrities. Then also, which Dana already kind of alluded to with her predictions, like fashion was more maximalist. Like it was animal prints back then. People would just wear like a black tank top and it would be like a high-waisted animal print, almost like satiny long like skirt. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like I do know what you're talking about.
I feel like it was like a skirt from like Zara or something that literally everyone had. And it was like you wore it high-waisted, but it was like silk or satin and it was leopard print and like everyone had it. And then also like
I remember that year to Lollapalooza I wore a huge gold chain belt. It was like my mom's. It was vintage from the 80s.
Yes.
That might have been a trend too.
A lot of gold. Well, because also Leo's gold. So like, let's be gold. Like metallics, heavy stacked statement jewelry. Like as Dana said, that huge ass belt she was wearing.
So that's also when like Kylie Jenner started wearing like colorful wigs.
Yes. Colorful wigs.
Time out. Sorry, one more time. Speaking of Kylie Jenner, those fucking AI glasses that she's pushing now is very Jupiter and Leo, but people are hating on her for it, which is very Pluto and Aquarius.
Then also, oh my God, I was thinking about this too, because I was somebody that did this, but like one of the hair trends, you said Kylie Jenner pastel dyed hair, which she was doing with the wigs, but also there were all those like Dutch braid trends. Like remember where everybody was braiding their hair, and then also a lot of women too were like not relaxing their hair and having it be natural. So, like I think something about Jupiter and Leo, like Leo being like it's your mane. I feel like a lot of these trends are things that make your hair look bigger or more noticeable.
Yeah, for sure. Like getting fancy with your hair.
Yes, another thing that came out, which I just feel like the name of it is so Jupiter and Leo, Hotline Bling by Drake came out during this time. And then also at the same time, his enemy, Kendrick came out with one of the best albums of the decade, which is To Pimp a Butterfly. And there's something about the title to me that's very Jupiter and Leo. Like a butterfly is this very bright, beautiful thing that you notice. And then there's
it literally goes through a transformation to be more attractive.
So all that being said, obviously you notice the things. It's being flashy. It's like being over the top. It's being seen, larger than life, theatrical, courageous, egotistical. So, we all are going to be affected by this in different ways. Of course, it's going to be determined by what planets we have in Leo, where it is in our chart, what transits are hitting us. But overall, we could kind of start to like carve out some themes we'll see. So Dana, can you tell us, based on rising signs, like what are the themes that we could expect with Jupiter and Leo?
Okay, so I'm starting with Leo, obviously. So Jupiter and Leo is transiting your first house. So for Leo risings, this is feeling really good. I literally woke up today feeling good, and it was Jupiter had just entered Leo. And joyful, and these are things that you can be more conscious about, like, cultivating joy, maybe making gratitude lists, like collecting your joy, writing it all down, seeing how much you have. It's a major year of opportunity, a good year to pursue your goals, a year to seek and get a promotion, or like campaign for an Oscar if that's your bag. Just generally putting yourself out there, maybe getting more comfortable in the spotlight too, getting more comfortable having attention. Which could also include like one-on-one. So it could be going on more dates, feeling more pursued in romance or by recruiters. Also maybe like getting like a therapist you really like, or a client you really like, changing your appearance and greater interest in appearance generally. And then also, just generally being more popular, people being nicer to you, odds being in your favor. So a good time to ask for favors, but don't push it. And then Virgo, so Virgo rising, Jupiter and Leo is transiting your 12th house. It's the 12th house of sleep. It's your year of rest and relaxation. Maybe you're spending more time in prisons, hospitals, maybe your bedroom, solo places. Honestly, like I just said, for me, I was in a hospital and injured, but that's not going to happen to most people. Also having sweet dreams, maybe a great year to keep a dream journal, because Jupiter is positivity, it's expansion, it's more, and Virgo is all about writing. So dream journal it is. And some of you will have affairs or at least secret relationships.
Wow.
I would advise in the terms of secret relationships, like not being like compulsively secretive about it, but just keeping things under wraps because it feels nice.
Or maybe you have a secret relationship with a celebrity.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Also date a celebrity.
Hell yeah.
And then Libra rising,
Me.
Sarah. So Jupiter and Leo is transiting your 11th house of goals, aspirations, friends, and ideals. And this is a great year to organize, get involved, read up on how much like Zoran Mamdani's accomplished. He's a Libra sun, and how much change he's responsible for, because you realize, he really had a lot of people campaigning for him, and you can get people together. And also, I guess maybe like people want to campaign for you too. So sometimes I know Libras don't want to ask for stuff, but people want to help you. So go for it. Ask for it if you want. Like literally make wishes and make new friends. Connect them with old friends. That's a great thing. Libras love to do that, right? You're so good at that. You're like so good at connecting new friends and old friends. And then for Scorpios, Jupiter in Leo is transiting your 10th house. So this is about work and reputation and publicity. It's an excellent year to ask for a raise or pursue higher paying jobs. And maybe you'll receive awards, get like public recognition. You can also try to campaign for an award. And then Sagittarius rising, Jupiter and Leo will be transiting your 9th house. So this is success and changes with regards to your life philosophy, your morals, divination, and astrology. If you want to get into it, here's a great year. Higher education, spirituality, publishing or broadcasting, and traveling abroad. So those things could all really change you. It's trining your ascendant, so it's a great year for you in general. And then,
also just to cut in real quick, and I'll set a reminder at the end of this. This is for your rising sign.
Yes, you said at the top, but yeah. And then Capricorn rising, Jupiter and Leo will be transiting your 8th house, so you can expect maybe some people will be having surprise sex. A windfall of cash, significant shared purchases. Maybe you have to pay out some alimony. Sorry about that. Maybe you're getting alimony. High fives.
Yeah.
Maybe you're getting stalked this year. Be careful. Maybe you're just getting really intimate. So it could be about therapy. Definitely a great year for therapy to be able to get it and to do what Capricorn wants to do, I know, which is get in therapy and then get out of it, because you'll be able to achieve and work through that thing that you want to. You'll be able to let go finally of something. And then Aquarius rising, Jupiter and Leo is transiting your 7th house of marriage and contracts. It's a great year for romance. You might be demonized. You might be exposing other people or getting exposed. A great year for client work. So maybe you get like huge clients this year. But people will be very all over the place with you. Mars also retrogrades in Leo, and we have the South Node in Leo. So it's just going to be a bit intense. But I hope it's a fun year. I hope you guys like all this weird attention. And then Pisces rising, Jupiter and Leo transits your 6th house of illness and injury. So this could be about health and wellness, taking steps to avoid injury and illness. Tedious tasks may seem easier to accomplish, which is excellent, especially for Pisces because you're so dreamy and really good artist, but maybe not always good at, administrative work. It's really also the best year to get a pet. So go and splurge on your pet. Get the most exotic pet you can think of. Get a $10,000 dog or cat.
Get a golden doodle or one of those cats that are like little like tiger cats.
Oh yeah, I love those. Get both of them. They need friends. And then for Aries, Jupiter will be transiting your 5th house. So this is a huge year for dates, but also dates that might end up becoming real relationships because of course Saturn is also transiting your 1st house. So there's a greater ability to sustain focus on your favorite ideas. And in other words, like you can start and continue to pursue. Aries is so good at starting things, but not always that great at finishing them. But this will be good for being able to continue being regular with a project. Also, you should be mindful of your enhanced fertility. So you could get pregnant or get someone pregnant. And if you don't want to do that, take precautions. Taurus rising, Jupiter in Leo is transiting your 4th house. So maybe you're buying a house. Maybe you're moving for work. Maybe someone in your family of origin is getting success. Maybe you're unwinding childhood patterns. Maybe a good idea, a good project could be interviewing your parents for like a podcast or a book. And you don't have to publicize the podcast. It could just be one that you put out there for your family and you guys just listen to it. And also this might be a year where you like if you struggle, sometimes it's because you were the favorite child. Jupiter's on the 4th house. So maybe your parents really favored you. I mean, not Jupiter, Leo's on your 4th house. So maybe your parents really favored you. And you may realize that this year and you may be able to work through it in a way, but also you can remember, hey, I was the favorite child. So maybe you can like wear that with pride.
Or maybe you were a child star and you were forced into it.
Oh my God, yeah.
Mom. And now you're healing from the trauma.
Huge. Yeah, that could also be it. Maybe you're healing.
Fanfic. Healing from your family. Who everyone needs to.
Yeah, unwind that.
Who among us doesn't need to heal from their family?
Amen. And then Gemini risings, Jupiter and Leo is transiting your 3rd house. So this is being active in your community. It's winning local elections, running and winning them, becoming close with your neighbors. Maybe, baking things and then bringing them to your neighbors, new or old. Being the most popular person in the building or on the block.
Yes.
Yeah, you can like organize groups, clubs, that type of thing. And then also maybe there is success or changes for siblings and maybe you buy a car. That's also definitely very possible. Or maybe you find yourself taking more Ubers to work, that type of thing.
Love driving.
Okay. And then finally we get to Cancer rising. Jupiter will be transiting your 2nd house and you're getting a raise, baby.
Woo!
So, or you're leaving your job for a better one. Maybe sometimes you're losing your job, but then you're finding a higher paying one,
Get that bag.
Yeah. You're leaving whatever doesn't appreciate you. That's for sure. You're changing your eating habits. You're either amassing more, like Cancer is very much a sign that could definitely have like collections, the sentimentality about it. So maybe you're getting new collections or maybe you're adding to your existing collections. It's also an excellent year to focus on being more confident and your self-esteem in general, like working through your oldest fears and beliefs. You don't need them because The second house is all about resources, which really does have a lot to do with confidence. So I advise maybe affirmations. Do what you need to do.
Hell yeah, we love affirmations here. So again, all of that was for your rising sign. So listen for your rising sign, not your sun sign. And hopefully these little tips all help us as we go through this Jupiter and Leo transit. I'm excited. It's going to be in my 11th house of friends, which I love because I'm in a new city.
It's Jupiter's favorite house.
Oh my God, I love that too. And also, yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready. I think it'll be interesting opposite Pluto and Aquarius for sure. I'm interested to see how that will play out.
Yeah. It's also a great year to focus on getting strong. The lion is strong. Get strong.
Yeah. Get strong. Get out there. And remember, sign up for our Patreon if you want to basically have 2 months of the summer free. Pay $5. The rest of your summer, you could just listen to us talk about things like The Exorcist, or who else did we talk about?
We have a lot of Sinistry episodes, and Sinistry episodes are good if you're in a relationship and you're trying to figure it out. You can, find out what was happening with other people who were in relationships. You don't have to listen to ones because you like the people. You can listen because you are doing like homework.
Yeah. We also have some transit episodes over there. Regardless, we're just here to max you out on content. We'll be back next week.
With more content.
With more content. It won't be a transit episode, but it'll be something back to our regular scheduled cultural moments.
Yeah.
So
vultures.
Hope you love this episode. Hope Jupiter and Leo gets off to a good start for you. And with that, I'm Sarah.
I'm Dana.
And this has been an episode of Allegedly Astrology.
Goodbye.
Bye.